Page 18. Language practice. Passives. Passive.
It was painted by my grandmother.
Active.
My grandmother painted it.
Passive.
His paintings are enjoyed by millions of people.
Active.
Millions of people enjoy his paintings.
Passive.
Was that done by your grandmother?
Active.
Did your grandmother do that?
Passive.
Yes, it was. No, it wasn't.
Active.
Yes, she did. No, she didn't.
Passive.
Who was that sculpture made by?
Active.
Who made that sculpture?
Passive.
It was made by Michelangelo.
Active.
Michelangelo made it.
Page 18. Pronunciation. Reduction of don't and did. Listen. Notice the reduced sounds of don't and did when followed by you. 1.
Don't you go there often? Don't you go there often?
2.
Did your father make this? Did your father make this?
3.
Why did you paint that? Why did you paint that?
Page 19. Listening. Listen to the 3 guides talking about famous museums. Choose the correct phrase to complete the sentence. 1.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Guggenheim Museum in exciting New York City. This is truly one of the most beautiful buildings ever built. Before we start the tour, are there any questions?
Yes, this architecture is amazing. Can you tell us about it?
Certainly. The building itself is art. It was designed in the 1940s. At that time, modernism was important.
It's an amazing space. Who was the architect?
It was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright.
Excuse me, we can't hear you back here. It was designed by who?
Frank Lloyd Wright. FrankLloydWright.
Got it. Thanks.
You're welcome. Now, the Guggenheim has a great collection of modern art. Some really wonderful abstract paintings are displayed here. For example, if you'll follow me this way, we can see an excellent...
2.
So, welcome to Florence, Italy. My name is Pietro, and I want to welcome you to the Uffizi Gallery, one of the oldest and most beautiful art galleries in the world. Now, before we begin...
Oh, sorry, Pietro. Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Thanks. This building, it is beautiful. I'd like to know more about it. Was it built as an art gallery?
Good question. The answer is no. It was not built as an art gallery, but it is very old and has a lot of Italian history. This is actually a palace, and it was built for the Medici family. The word Uffizi means offices. The Medici family used it as an office for important meetings.
Really? When was that?
About 500 years ago. Then they began to fill it with art, and in 1765, the Uffizi was reopened as an art gallery. Any other questions?
Yeah, is this where the Mona Lisa is?
Actually, no. That's in France. But there are paintings here by many other famous Italian artists throughout history, like Caravaggio and Botticelli. There are also some great Dutch and German paintings. So, let's continue.
3.
Hello, and welcome to the National Palace Museum of Taipei. My name is Lee, and in a moment, we'll start our tour of the museum. But first, are there any questions?
When did the museum open?
Well, the museum is relatively new. It opened in the 1960s and...
But the building looks like it's hundreds of years old.
Actually, it may look old, but it's not. The building itself was built in 1965. Any other questions?
Yes, it looks big. How many items are here?
About 700,000. That is what makes the museum special. The National Museum has one of the largest collections of Chinese art in the world.
So how many items are on display?
There is enough space to display 15,000, and the displays are changed every 3 months. That means if you come 4 times a year, you can see everything in about 15 years. Now, if you follow me this way, you'll see...
Page 19. Listening Plus. Listen to a description of a different Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, Spain. Choose true or false.
Hi, Stanley. I hear you were in Spain. Where did you go?
We went to Barcelona and Madrid for a few days, and then Francis wanted to see a famous museum in the north.
Oh, do you mean the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao? It's that modern art museum in an old Spanish city, right?
Yes, the Guggenheim has made Bilbao famous. And it was designed by a famous architect. I think his name is Frank Gehry. Have you heard of him?
Yes, he's American. What did you think of his design?
I loved it. Ron, the building is very different from traditional museums. It looks like a big silver ship in a strange sort of way. Our tour guide said that Gehry decided on a ship design because Bilbao used to be a fishing port.
It's not a fishing port anymore?
No, it's a huge industrial city. There is a port, but I didn't see any fishing boats.
Interesting. Do you have any pictures?
Yes, here, look. You can see the old neighborhood buildings here, and then you see that big silver wall? That's the museum. There's water around it, and the water and the building change color during the day. It's quite beautiful.
Wow, it looks huge.
Yes, the neighborhood around the museum is older, so when you see the museum for the first time, it's amazing. We were just walking along the sidewalk, and then we suddenly turned the corner, and there it was, this huge modern silver building. It was like jumping into the future.
I can imagine.